What's going on, everybody? Here we are, episode, what is it, 5, I think, of KOTOR 2. I've got some sourdough rising for about an hour, so I thought, fuck it, why not record an episode? Alright, so we are very close to getting aboard the Ebon Hawk. We were confronted by some sort of Sith that seemed to know Kreia, and so Kreia stayed behind, got injured. But in the meantime, we're running away.
More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from. Time to even the odds. More where that came from.
Sick. Okay, I think we saw everything we can see here at the field control station when we were T3. Yeah, we have. Okay. Oh dang, I took some damage. Just to be safe, actually, do you regain full health when you level up? Let's find out. Alright, skills. We have 6 points. Security's pretty low. We saw that when we tried to get into that other door. Let's bump that up to 8 just to be safe. Demolitions, crank up to that. Trade injury up to 8 because we eventually want to get trade injury up to 10 so you can make those advanced med packs just in case we get into a little bit of a pickle. Alright, so we get another feat. I'm debating trying to do a dual wielding character here. So let's go ahead and take our first point into 2-weapon fighting. So it reduces the attack penalty. Normal penalties of -6, -10, oh shit, reduced by 0.4 to a total of -6, -6. And then if we get it all the way up, it's 0, -2, negating it almost entirely, and then you get an extra attack. Why not? Actually, before we get into that, just because we want to get better weapons before we get there, let's do Flurry and prove it again. So we make an extra melee attack, they lose some defense, and they also suffer a -2 penalty to all attacks. What about regular -4 penalty? Let's get an improved Flurry, because I like the idea of attacking quickly, especially once we get to using 2 weapons at the same time. Let's take Shock, just to have a little bit more offensive power. So it looks like we do get full health, but not full force points when we level up. Oop.
I hear you.
And we're frozen. It's interesting that they stay frozen. I can switch to T3 and just cruise around, and that's fine. Turn on solo mode, doesn't do anything. Okay, well, I don't think it really matters in the long run. Maybe not. At least we can get close enough to interact with this.
This door is magnetically sealed. I can't believe this. The ship's right out there, and we can't get to it.
What? The console?
Huh? What is that piece of junk saying?
He said he can open the door to the hangar. He just needs to access the hangar terminal up on the platform.
How can you even understand that noise?
I'll explain someday when we're not being chased by 100 or more stealth Sith killers.
Alright, well, if he can slice the door open from the terminal above, don't let me stop him.
I wonder if we leave... Alright, I'm not able to control him right now. Thought maybe after we leave a conversation it would resume control. Alright, but T3 is the one that's going to interact with us anyway. Replace hangar control power conduit to open door. There we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and reset this.
More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from.
Okay, so we don't want the mining shield on, we want an energy shield. Especially when fighting these droids. Let's use one. I mean, not that we're in any real danger, but why not? We have the item. Ah, can't move again. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening with the freezing after combat, because the guides I was reading online, the things I've tried that typically work, haven't been seeming to make a difference. V-Sync's off. The frame rate is currently the same between my monitor and the game. So, I don't know.
More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from. I hear you. More where that came from.
Oh, now I can move again. Weird. Alright, anyway. Is there anything else over here? I don't think there was. No. Okay. Probably going to detonate this last mine as we enter combat. Oh, hey, we did. Had to enter melee combat to throw that grenade. Alright. Looking forward to finally getting to Telos and being able to sell shit. Like we have so much in our inventory right now. And I don't know what we can break down, what's better to sell, so we can just clear our inventory at least a little bit. Alright, decontamination console. Let's just save quick, just so we have something, just in case anything happens. Alright, so we still have more repair parts, so we'll reroute the main console system. Access remote camera controls, decontamination chamber. Clearly covered in poisonous gas. We have 5 spikes, so let's go ahead and shut it down. Here we go. Alright, open the chamber. Now that the poison's cleared. I don't think there's anything else we can do. Yep, leg up. Level up our homies. Sneak attack 5. Droid upgrade class 2. We'll just do the same for increase those across the board every time. Alright. Do we have anything new that he can use effectively? Droid deflector Mark II. Sure. What's his stance currently set to? Range, stationary. I don't know why I'm struggling to switch stances so much. Well, not like it really matters. C3's been doing okay. Alright, so we're just going to get everything we can from the hangar here before we leave. It's kind of cool. It's just a droid hanging out. Must be one of the ones that fixed it. Wonder if it's hostile. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it is. Bummer.
Time to even the odds. More where that came from.
I don't think there are any other containers to nab, so let's go ahead and board the Ebon Hawk. Yo, look at that. This is the loading ramp to the Ebon Hawk. Once aboard, you'll be leaving the mining facility for good. Let's enter the Ebon Hawk. Now these aren't just Sith assassins, they're actual. Oh, dude, the mouse sensitivity on this is ass. I hope they all come from the same direction, because I'm not checking the other way at all. And to get over there is such a pain. Elite
All right,
Sith
let's get out of
troopers.
here.
Kreia, your hand. What happened?
There is no time. We must leave.
If they hit us, we're dead. But if they keep missing us, we're dead. It's great odds. Somebody shut that trash compactor up.
Can we jump to hyperspace?
Not with all these asteroids around us. We'd enter hyperspace in pieces. We have to clear that field first. Thing is, we clear the field and they're gonna have a clear shot at us.
Just do your best to keep your distance. We'll get out of this yet.
What are the asteroids? They can be destroyed by us as well as them, can they not?
That'll take out the whole field, the colony, and maybe us. We might not even be able to jump to hyperspace in time.
Then we die here. Choose now.
There's got to be another way. Keep evading them until we clear the field, and we'll try to jump to hyperspace.
Hold on. This is gonna get a little rocky. Well, now that we just killed a planet, maybe one of you can tell me what's going on. Because between assassin droids, a Sith Lord that looks like he sleeps with vibroblades, and being target practice for a Republic warship, I was better off in my cell.
The Republic warship was the Harbinger. It was seized on its way to Telos by the Sith. They sought you, Jedi.
The Harbinger was on its way to Telos?
Yes, to aid in the recovery effort there. Many roads lead to Telos, including ours.
Not like we have much of a choice, the Paragus astrogation charts being what they are.
It is where we must go, and where the Harbinger was bound before our unfortunate encounter on Paragus.
How did you know I was on board the Harbinger?
You were difficult to find, but coincidence was on our side. When I learned that you were on the vessel, I knew the Sith would not be far behind. When we intercepted the Harbinger, it was crippled, drifting in space. It was a simple matter to board the vessel and rescue you. Unknown to me, however, the Sith were already on board. Just as we made the jump to hyperspace, they fired upon us, nearly destroying the Ebon Hawk.
That's an unusual set of coincidences.
True. But as one trained in the Force, you know that true coincidences are rare.
How did we get to Paragus?
I do not know how the Ebon Hawk was able to make it to
T3.
Be silent. We're having a conversation here.
He says he repaired the ship and got us to Paragus.
Repaired this ship, my eye. Next thing you know, it's gonna claim credit for saving our skins. If that little noisemaker says it repaired the ship once, then it can prove it by doing it again. Go on, get!
Hey, Aden. So how come I don't remember you rescuing me?
Whatever occurred on board the Harbinger had rendered you unconscious. Though your thoughts were faint, I was still able to find you sealed in one of the cargo holds.
I mean, I think it's obvious that the Sith are looking for me because I'm a Jedi, right? But we'll ask this question anyway. So why are these Sith looking for me?
Because you are the last of the Jedi. Once you are dead, then they have won.
I am not a Jedi, not any longer.
Whatever lies you tell yourself are of no consequence. The Sith believe you to be a Jedi Knight, and that is all that matters.
The Jedi Order can't be gone.
The Jedi Civil War destroyed the Jedi. By the war's end, barely 100 Jedi remained. Many fell in battle, and many more were seduced by Revan's teachings.
What about the Jedi on Dantooine and Coruscant?
The Jedi Academy on Dantooine is nothing more than a crater that echoes with the ghosts of dead Jedi, and the Jedi Temple on Coruscant lies empty. The waters in the Room of a Thousand Fountains have fallen still, in reverence to the fallen Jedi and those now lost. Many Jedi blamed the teachings of the Jedi Masters for Revan's fall, and the civil war that followed.
Then the Jedi are dead, gone, and good riddance.
Perhaps, but they are Jedi no longer. If the Sith have not already slain them, then they will not help you, nor can you help them.
Then how do we stop the Sith?
That is not an easy question to answer. This threat is greater than you know, and I do not believe it is a battle that can be fought.
If we don't stop them, they're going to keep coming.
Look, enough with the we already.
We cannot hope to triumph against them alone. To stop them, you will need weapons, allies, and a teacher. In the end, I fear it may not be enough.
What do you mean?
You fought in the Mandalorian Wars, and it cost you everything. Are you willing to sacrifice as much again?
This is self-defense, not war.
You are not listening to me. This is not like any field of battle you have ever fought in. Think carefully on your choice. If you choose to fight, if you choose war, it is a path few turn from once the first steps are taken. It carries with it a terrible price, and in the end you may find you have nothing left to sacrifice.
If evil is not fought, then we sacrifice the galaxy. Or, actually I like this better. If I do not try, then we have lost anyway.
Like so many Jedi, you hear, but you do not listen. You have much to learn, but we have spoken long enough, and my wound pains me. If you have other questions, find me in the crew quarters. There we will speak more.
Hey, don't stop your long, boring rants on my account. I was just getting sleepy-eyed.
Also in private, we will be mercifully free from the opinions of imbeciles and fools.
Look, not like I care or anything, but you might want to go check on our passenger, especially with that hand of hers.
She seemed well enough for someone who had just lost her hand.
I think she was barely keeping it together. I'm surprised she's able to stand with all that pain rolling off of her.
She didn't seem in pain to me.
Are you blind? If I were her, I'd be screaming like a stuck Minok. Well, I mean a very strong, manly Minok. I think she's just too proud to show any weakness. Especially in front of you.
That's odd.
In case you hadn't noticed, she won't say 2 words to me, but she'll talk your ear off any chance she gets. What you think matters to her. A lot. She wants you to respect her. Besides, we haven't got much else to do until Telos.
When did you get sensitive?
Oh, don't give me that. All it takes is being around people enough to read them. You should try it sometime.
You're right. She may be in pain. I'll see if I can go help. Net light side shift. Good experience points. Leveled up. Alright, let's check on our passengers. We'll also just kind of walk around in general. Security system. I think, yeah, it's all just cameras. Hey, it's me. Alright, log out. Damaged HK unit. Not necessarily excited about HKs after our current only experience with them, but this looks like the remains of an HK unit, but older and more corroded than the one you encountered on Paragus. Its power core still carries a charge, but a number of critical parts appear to be missing. Repair. Diagnose the droid. It looks as if this droid is missing 4 critical components. Its droid processor, a replacement droid chassis, the control cluster that's supposed to be stored in the chassis, and its vocabulator. Repair. Take the vocabulator and insert it into the core. Success! You have installed the droid's vocabulator. Step away. Alright, so we need to keep finding parts for that if we want to start it up again. Let's talk to T3. Do you know where that HK droid in the cargo bay came from? We just walked away from it. It makes sense to ask that question. Influence failure. Fine. One of those droids only tried to kill us on Paragus, you know. I had other questions for you. Right, intelligence. How did you get here, T3? Computer. You're deliberately avoiding answering. Why? Computer. Let me check your core. I'll be careful, I promise. I want to make sure you're alright. Just let me check, alright? Looks like I'll need some more skill to crack that open. Forget it. I had some other questions. You look like you've suffered a lot of damage over the years. How much damage? So you lost a lot of programs in your behavior core, in addition to the damage to your frame? Well, I'm sure you'll gain that skill back. I'm glad to have you along. Okay, I don't know where I'm at, but let's try the repair, why not? You look like you're in need of some routine maintenance. Should have a decent enough repair skill. Alright, let's see here. Good. Let me tackle the main chassis first. That should do it. You doing all right? Due to your repair skills, T3 has gained +1 Constitution. Glazed look. What are you talking about? So apparently I had some sort of glazed look on my face there. Alright, never mind. I'll be going now. Let's upgrade our skills and see if we can't do a little bit more for T3 right away. Attributes. Let's just keep cranking intelligence. In the next attribute gain, we might go into dexterity to increase that to 16. But I think for now, yeah, keep it in 18 intelligence. Skills. Sweet, we get a bunch more. All right, let's get to computer use. max it out, why not? Security will max out. Treat injury will get up to 10. I think that's what we'll take for now, because we'll try and use the computer use and the repair on teeth. Well, no, yeah, not security. What am I doing? We'll keep that. 8. Max out repair. And then just put another point into persuade, because we want to be a saucy boy who can talk to people. All right. Powers wise, mind trick. Do I already have affect mind? Where's that at? Here we go, affect mind. Let's go ahead and take that for now, because I think there's a few times we can use it on Telos proper. Talk to T3 again. Alright, let's see here. I might be able to upgrade your memory core. Alright, let me take a look. All done. How do you feel? Due to your computer skills, T3 has gained +1 intelligence. What do you mean I faded out there for a second? You were shut down. Well, I had other questions for you. Can you, or I need a programming spike. Do I have few enough? Did it give me one? Can you make any more? Can you make any more? Might as well get as many as we can. You make any more? Dang, T3's cranking them out. What a superstar. Can you make any more? How many is this now? 5? Alright, we won't be greedy. I'll put this to good use. For now, was there something else? There was something else I needed. Let's try a second round of computer. I don't know what the skill requirements are, so let's just go for it. Mind if I try to upgrade your memory core again? Shut down for a while. This will be over in a second. All done. How do you feel? Due to your computer skills, T3 has gained +1 intelligence. Damn, that's huge. Glazed look, what are you talking about? I had other questions for you. Alright, let's try another repair, see if we can get that pass. Ready for some more routine maintenance? Let me just pry open the front panel and get to work. All done with the response package. Give it a spin. Due to your repair skills, T3's response systems have been improved, giving him +1 dexterity. Damn. Well, I need to concentrate on you, which means shutting out the rest of the ship. I had other questions for you. Okay, so I think the behavior core, I know we failed that last time, but we'll see if we can do it here. I'm finished. Are you all right? Well, let's hear it then.
T3, there's not much time. I've seen that expression on her face before. Now, I don't know where she's planning on going, but it's dangerous. She's going to leave without telling me. I don't know why, but there's a chance that she'll take you. If she does, I need you to watch out for her. She's strong, but she can't face everything alone. Do what you can, T3. If she doesn't make it back, then I need you to come back, find help. If not me, then other Jedi, the Republic. I can't lose her, even if she wants to be lost.
Friend of yours? That was a cool voice line. I don't think I've recognized that sound from T3 before. All right. Who was the person the hologram was talking about? A missing friend? It's Revan, right? From the first game. I think that's the implication there. What happened to your old friend? Why aren't you with her? She left all she cared about behind. But you decided to go for help anyway. But you did help. You found us, T3. If we can stop the Sith, then there is hope after all. So this help you came in search of. You came in search of me. But why me? I was powerless, defenseless. You needed someone strong enough to fight the danger that was coming, someone who knew war and battle and could make the hard choices that had to be made. Damn, what a dichotomy in the choices here. All right, well, I'm honored, T3. I will do what I can to stop this threat. Now, I definitely forgot how T3 played into the main story here and the kind of the depths of this. Maybe I haven't played high enough skill characters before to do this sort of upgrade sequence with them. This is sick. All right, but that message doesn't tell me where the Ebon Hawk came from. But why don't you have that information? Deleted by who? I mean, presumably Revan. Oh, you deleted it. Why? Something's wrong here. There must have been a reason for it. Don't be sorry. Maybe you had a good reason, or were trying to protect someone. Presumably the location of Revan, right? I don't understand why you were concealing that from me. I mean, I as a person totally understand why T3 would not share that with someone at their first meeting, right? All right, but I understand. I didn't think you kept messages like that. That person in the hologram a friend of yours? Admiral Carthonasi? Alright, I think that exhausts that dialogue tree, so never mind. I'll be going now. That was really cool though that we got that backstory drop on T3 there. Like I said, I didn't remember a lot of that happening, so that's super cool. Alright, let's do a little exploration of the ship, because I'll be honest, I don't fully remember the layout. So that's the exit. Here's just a room. Nothing is in it currently, of course. We have our workshop with our workbench. I don't know if I have anything. Well, I've upgraded some skills and whatnot. Let's just take a look at what we have. Create or break down items. Can we create some new, better melee items? So I think that's new, but we don't really need it because we're not fighting a lot of droids for now, I don't believe. Advanced. Okay. So advanced our agrinium grip would be useful here, I think. Let's go ahead and make one of those. That's all we can make is one of those. Break down items. Again, I think I want to try and sell what we can and then break it down. We're doing all right on combat so far, but let's upgrade this right away with the advanced grip. I think, yeah, everything else is how we want the moderate. Okay. Oh, whoops. I got rid of the energy cell. I didn't mean to do that. And then Atten's blaster rifle has everything it needs. Okay, sweet. Here's our hyperdrive that T3 did fix, even though Atten was a hater about it. It's another storage type room. Alright, here we go. Here's Kreia. One thing I do remember from previous playthroughs, like I said, it's been a long time since I've played all the way through, is that I've had a difficult time getting decent influence with Kreia. So I'm going to do what I can to try and get decent influence there. I think this playthrough in general is going to be a bit more of the middling, probably going to trend closer to light side just because that's, I don't know, the game feels like it pushes you that direction sometimes unless you want to just be a murder hobo. So probably more of a light side-ish, but not fully. Depending, of course. But we'll talk to Kreia, we'll see what we can do, try and get a decent approval rating with her.
Have you come for more answers? There is little more left to give.
Your hand. Is there anything I can do?
This wound is a physical thing and will fade with time. It was necessary. Some things may only be learned from sacrifice.
If I felt the loss of your hand, what would have happened if you had died?
I do not know. I fear that the consequences would have been more extreme.
Would it have been lethal?
Possibly, yes, and I fear it works both ways. I would not wish to test it, nor should you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and test it quick. Alright. Then we'll work together and try to be more careful until we can fix this.
When battle is upon us, I suspect our minds are prepared enough to shield each other from the pain. I think we shall not have a repeat incident of what happened at Paragas.
How could this bond have happened?
I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong, and its roots run deep. It seems the Force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the Force to heal or strengthen ourselves, the other is aided as well.
You and Kreia possess the Force Chain's special ability. When either of you uses a Force power on yourself, the other gains the benefit as well. It's dope.
A powerful technique indeed, though, as we have noticed, it has its drawbacks.
So what do we do now?
I do not know. The Sith struck more swiftly than I thought, and they will not stop until they have you in their grasp. If you fall, all the galaxy will echo it.
We can't keep running until they catch us.
It does not matter where we go. It is not the destination that matters. It is the journey. All paths will take us to the end, whatever it may be, and no matter how strongly we fight against it. For now, we are bound for Telos, and that is enough.
Enough for what?
Before the war, Jedi who failed their training were sent to the fields of Telos to serve the galaxy, not as Jedi Knights, but as farmers and laborers. The destruction of Telos was complete. I doubt any Jedi remain. Yet there may be echoes of their passing. We shall see.
And if we find no trace of Jedi teachings on Telos to help us?
Then I am left with nothing more than we had already. My faith in you and your ability to meet what comes.
There were other questions I wish to ask you.
Ask, and I will answer.
When we were on Paragus, I could feel the Force again.
Indeed. And was it the same as before?
It was like a whisper at the edge of hearing.
If my suspicions are correct, perhaps the damage the Jedi Council did was not as permanent as they thought. It is not an easy thing to cut one off from the Force.
Wait, the Jedi did this to me?
What did you believe? That you suddenly lost your connection with the Force without reason?
But to cut one off from the Force, it's like losing all of your senses at once.
Indeed it is. It is much like losing one's ability to listen, or being put into a deep sleep, unable to awaken to the galaxy around you. Such a thing has been done before, when Jedi have pronounced sentence on their own, and exiled them as they did you.
Then there must be a way to reverse what they did.
It is possible that such a thing can be undone. Still, even so, the chances of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is a slim thing at best, assuming they yet live.
Slim as, well, but the Force. I can feel it again, if only slightly. Actually, slim is better than none, I think, is a... Well, no. Yeah, but the Force. I can feel it again, if only slightly.
Our link may have had other consequences. Perhaps you can hear the Force again, distantly, through me. If so, then there is hope. I may be able to teach you, train you to feel the Force again. And if you will not allow me to help you, then other Jedi must train you, or undo the damage they have done.
I will honor whatever training you wish to give me.
Do not honor me, fallen Jedi. Honor it by listening and learning. Do that, and perhaps we shall survive this thing, you and I. I offer to train you to become strong again, to know the ways of the Force, and to hear the Force sing within you as it once did.
I accept you as a teacher, for now.
Then our training shall begin. Whenever I travel with you, I shall impart what I can to you, through my words and presence.
There were other questions I wish to ask you.
Ask, and I will answer.
I need to know more about the Sith hunting us.
These Sith, they seek the death of all Jedi, as have all the Sith, since the Jedi Order was first split.
First split?
Yes, the Jedi Civil War is not the first one of its kind. Thousands of years ago, the Jedi had another civil war that split the Order. It was a terrible thing. A faction among the Jedi abandoned the teachings of the Order, following their own path. They waged war on their fellow Jedi, a war that raged across the galaxy. But these fallen Jedi were cast out, defeated, and they retreated to worlds in the Outer Rim. Over time, they took on the mantle of the Lords of the Sith, but in their hearts they never forgot the Jedi. The hatred for the Jedi Order burns in their veins like fire and echoes in their teachings. Revan tasted it, as Malak did.
But these Sith seem different.
In a manner of speaking, they are different from Malak in that they are concerned only with the destruction of the Jedi. For them, it is all that matters, all that ever mattered. It is a different war these Sith wage, a thing of silence and shadow. They strike from the darkness, hiding from the face of the galaxy until all Jedi are exterminated. After all the Jedi are gone, then the galaxy is theirs, no matter whether the Sith or the Republic rules. It is the dark side that shall reign, unchecked.
The Sith on Paragus knew some Force techniques, but they were extremely weak.
I believe them to be the result of special teachings. Their apparent weakness against you is evidence of this. Those Sith assassins can sense their prey through the Force. It is like a hunger. They feed and grow stronger when they are near Force sensitives. The stronger their prey is in the Force, the deadlier they become. As long as you were cut off from it, you were able to evade their sight. But after Paragus, I fear that you will be no longer shielded from their eyes, or the eyes of their masters. The stronger you grow, the more will come.
There were other questions I wish to ask you.
Ask, and I will answer.
Can you tell me what has happened since the Mandalorian Wars?
Much has happened in the galaxy in your absence, and since the defeat of the Mandalorians at Malachor 5.
Tell me about the Mandalorian Wars.
It is a tale you already know well. Almost a decade ago, the Mandalorians began preying on the Republic, bringing the fires of war to many planets along the Outer Rim. Their predations continued, winning victory after victory, until the Republic finally begged the Jedi Council for aid.
But only some Jedi Knights answered the call, like I did.
Indeed, the Jedi Council counseled caution and patience to assess the Mandalorian threat as the Outer Rim burned.
And Revan and Malak refused to wait.
Two Jedi Knights, Revan and Malak, defied the Jedi Council. They challenged the Mandalorian fierceness and brutality on the battlefield with a viciousness of their own. Revan's entrance into the conflict marked the true beginning and end of the war. It was Revan who drove the Mandalorians back into the unknown regions.
Even in that final battle, we almost lost the war.
Yet Revan triumphed. But you know this, for you were there at Malachor 5, when the Mandalorians were crushed beneath Revan's might.
I asked you what you know, not what I know.
You asked what had happened, and I am telling you. The past sent echoes into the future, and what seemed a victory for the Republic was far from it. Many believed the Mandalorians defeated at Malachor 5, but the Mandalorians taught the Jedi much through battle, and so it was that Malak, Revan, and the Jedi that followed them discovered their true natures in the Mandalorian Crusade. But you know this.
But some battles must be fought. It was not Revan's failing.
Did Revan fail? Or was it the failure of the Jedi teachings? A question for another time, perhaps. As Revan and Malak fought the Mandalorians in battle after battle, they grew to despise weakness, just as the Mandalorians did. In the end, the Mandalorians had taught them through conflict, shaped the Jedi, and turned them into a weapon against the Republic.
And that was the Jedi Civil War.
Revan and Malak, and all the Jedi that served them, turned against the Republic and the Jedi Order. Jedi fought Jedi. Revan was ambushed by the Jedi and captured. Malak continued to wage war in his master's place, inflicting terrible wounds on the Republic. Wounds that bleed still.
How were Malak and the Sith defeated?
As all Sith do, without a strong enemy, the Sith turned on each other. Revan escaped the Jedi and returned to finish Malak, and that was the end of the Jedi Civil War.
But what happened to Revan?
No one knows, certainly not I. After defeating Malak, Revan left the Republic, and there are none who know where she has gone. It is said that the Sith remnants turned on themselves after Revan defeated Malak, reducing Korriban to ruin as the Republic still bleeds and struggles for life. Where Revan wanders now, I do not know.
So Revan saved the Republic?
It would seem that way from a certain point of view, perhaps. The Jedi Civil War left wounds that have yet to heal. We shall see if the Republic has the strength to survive.
If the Republic is weak, it didn't deserve to win.
Perhaps. It is sometimes difficult to find the truth in the Jedi Civil War. Was it the Republic that defeated Malak, or was it Revan? If it was Revan, then the Republic was never truly tested.
So, what does it matter?
A culture's teachings, and most importantly the nature of its people, achieve definition in conflict. They find themselves or find themselves lacking. Too long did the Republic remain unchallenged. It is a stagnant beast that labors for breath and has for centuries. The Jedi Order was the heart that sustained its sickness. Now the Jedi are lost. We shall see how long the Republic can survive.
Perhaps it is better the Republic stands on its own.
We shall see. The Jedi Civil War cost the Republic much. The resources of the Sith seemed limitless. The Republic's was not. Fleets of warships, soldiers, and people were lost. Entire planets were decimated. Their inhabitants dead or refugees. It is a great burden for any civilization to bear. And this new threat, it is a quiet thing. Unlike the Jedi Civil War, it drives at something deeper than the strength of the Republic. It is aimed at you.
What do you mean?
The Republic was never what was important, ever. It was but a shell that surrounds the Jedi, just as the teachings of the Jedi are a shell surrounding the heart of man. You see, the war, the true war, has never been one waged by droids or warships or soldiers. They are but crude matter, obstacles against which we test ourselves. The true war is waged in the hearts of all living things, against our own natures, light or dark. That is what shapes and binds this galaxy, not these creations of man. You are the battleground, and if you fall, the death of the Republic will be such a quiet thing, a whisper, that shall herald the darkness to come.
I don't know if there's any other questions I can ask her, and my bread is done proving for this first little batch, so I think this is a good time to say this is a lot to take in at once. I need time to reflect on this.
I would see to that fool in the cockpit, and remind him of our destination. I would not want him attempting to veer from Telos.
He's not a fool, but he does feel odd to me.
He is a fool and an imbecile. His potential lies downwards, not up. Watch that one. His thoughts are slippery. I do not trust him, and nor should you. Such a man serves himself first, and his allies next.
Okay, well, a net light side shift doesn't say anything about influence gained or lost with Kreia, so bummer. Let's walk ourselves through the cockpit so that I remember to talk to Atten before we travel to Telos. But that said, here's where we're going to go ahead and call it. Save the game. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and maybe we'll see you next time. Take care.